Taking up serpents turns deadly. Good evening, everyone. I'm Steve Hensley.
And I'm Angela Reigert. In the past, snake handlers told us they were called by God to handle snakes.
Tonight, investigators think a snake bite led to a Bell County man's death. They say he was bitten during a church service in the Jensen community during the weekend, but refused to go to the hospital. As WIMT's Phil Pendleton tells us, members of the church aren't saying much about what happened.
Stony Fork is a small community in Bell County where people say faith is very important, and for some that means handling snakes during a church service.
Certain denominations take literally the passage in the Bible about people, if they have faith, will pick up deadly serpents.
A church member says 60-year-old John David Brock was bitten by a rattlesnake and died about 4 hours later. He didn't want medical help.
We heard that he had been taken to his brother's house and that he wasn't going to go to the hospital.
Other members didn't want to talk on camera, and relatives did not return phone calls. The coroner says Brock's death is under investigation and says he also had health problems, but the sheriff says he was bitten on the left arm and later succumbed to the injury.
I mean, it has to be a horrible thing to lose a loved one or a fellow member of your congregation.
Green says he doesn't believe in handling snakes, but stops short of criticizing those that do.
People try to understand that it's just people doing what they believe. They're sincere in their beliefs.
The coroner says there will not be an autopsy and says the official cause of death will be determined using medical records. In Bell County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Services for John David Brock have been set for 11 o'clock Friday morning at the Stony Fork Holiness Church. We have more information about the practice of snake handling. Most snake handlers are found in Alabama, Georgia, Kentucky, Tennessee, and West Virginia. The practice is illegal in Kentucky. A state law passed in 1942 bans the use of any kind of reptile during religious services, punishable by fines. It's estimated as many as 300 churches nationwide still use snakes in services. You might remember another person that died from a snake bite during a church service last year in Bell County. Pastor Jamie Coots died in February of 2014 from a rattlesnake bite.